Maybe it was the pepper spray that you guys were spraying around like completely indiscriminately.
It's also funny. It's also just like a very funny thing to assume like these horses are just here. They just roam the streets of Melbourne, and then these protesters came out with weapons, and now the horses are in trouble.
Speaking of the military, the military-industrial complex, there's a huge fuck-off military expo happening in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's
down south right now.
Called Land Forces. You might recognize it from a boyboy video where we snuck in to Land Forces, just making a fake lanyard. But now they're a big protest, and I guess they didn't watch the video. They're doing it a different way. But I guess maybe it's better not getting in, because you get in and you'll get arrested or killed or whatever the fuck the police do to you.
Well, it doesn't matter if you get in.
Yeah.
They'll do it outside as well. They'll arrest you, and even better, they'll beat the shit out of you, and they'll smack you with rubber bullets and pepper spray and everything in between.
Are you allowed to use rubber bullets in Australia? Do they? Because the thing in America, they use it in like riot control.
See, the thing with all of this stuff is, I don't really know if we don't know if they're allowed to or not.
What do you mean?
Because they use it, and it all comes under like reasonable force and stuff like that. And they've got internal communications, but we don't really know what they are outside of them. And there's been very few like court cases in which a judge has had to rule on whether or not these are allowed or not. So they just do it. And they use them in these situations.
What would it take to decide?
Well, there would have to be a court case on it. They've used that apparently the last time they used rubber bullets was in the lockdown protests.
Oh, yeah.
They did use them then. But there was a cameraman who got shot with a rubber bullet in the ear, which means they shot him in the fucking head.
That's fucking crazy.
You can die doing that.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I don't know. Can we show these videos?
I don't know if we're allowed to show these.
Let's see what happens.
Boon Hog Wild. I'd like to know more about that. Look at these.
Holy shit. Was that pulling that dude by the hair?
Yeah.
Fucked up. I love the fervor at which they enforce.
Cops!
Oh, the cops are here. Fucking hell. They're coming. Oh, they probably can't hear that. There was a police siren just outside the house just then. But it's funny because, like, I feel like, you know, there are big issues with the right to protest in Australia, but I've never seen it go harder than when you're protesting an arms expo.
I know. It's just, yeah.
Like, the police really know their masters. Like, who's paying their bill. Oh, it's fucking crazy.
I think part of it is just like, there was some talk, I don't know if it's in this article or another one. So there was talk about 25,000 people coming to this protest. There were 2,000 who were actually there.
Oh.
And it was being reported widely beforehand that there's 25,000 people coming. And
they were including the cops that were being shipped in.
Well, apparently there was 1,800 cops.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's like one cop per person.
Basically.
That's fucked.
And there's some talk about like, you know, the media was really fixating on this number 25,000 beforehand. And it was like, everyone was like preparing for something.
Yeah.
And it's like, the cops were, and the people who weren't going to this protest were like, something's about to happen. It's going to be a big influx of these protesters, almost creating the justification for the heavy-handed response before it happens. But it's also geeing up the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think so much of the cops, like, they hate these people. They see these people as fucking...
Yeah.
And they don't actually give a shit about anything they're doing. They're just like, you're coming here to start a fucking fight, and you need to go.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They just want to have a fight with them. They want to crack heads of hippies, I think.
I mean, this story always happens. That's just how it works. Yeah. I like that they've got the milk crates.
Fucking pigs.
The thing is, they were pretty hectic up in Queensland. Well, they had it in Brisbane as well. They were fucking ripping people apart.
There you go.
That's the tear gas.
Smoke grenades or tear gas, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, smoke grenades.
There's not 25,000 people. That's completely incorrect. There's much, much less than that.
That's so depressing.
But when I see these videos, I get such fucking shivers, especially when they do the pepper spraying and stuff like that. Like,
because you were pepper sprayed at the anti-lockdown protest.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not getting a jab.
At the COVID
I'm not getting a jab. But
no,
I don't understand how so many of these people get pepper sprayed and they just kind of go, Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts so much.
Yeah.
These people are so fucking, I don't know.
Maybe it's the adrenaline on
They're
it.
using weaker shit than they used on me or something like that. It hurts so fucking much. Has anyone in chat ever been pepper sprayed before?
Luke is just a weak liberal.
I am, but it's funny. I got like interviewed afterwards, after getting pepper sprayed, and
Wait, you were pepper sprayed at the...
I got pepper sprayed at the Black Lives Matter protest. But yeah, I got interviewed afterwards, and like the only quote that they used from my interview was, "It hurt like 1,000 ants in my eyes," or something like that. And then all the other people they interviewed, their quotes were like, "We were out here to fight for justice and doing this, and we were doing this, and this is how it happened."
baby
And then the only
Lucas.
quote they had of me was, "It really hurt." Yeah.
I don't care about black people that much.
Yeah.
This sucks.
But then like these guys are getting beat up as well. Like the fucking
so
guy
funny.
holding the baton just clobbering into people. It's just like, how the fuck are you doing that?
But also, what is the even... Like, it's just so wild because so many of these cops aren't from there. They're fucking intruders from another part of the country.
Yeah.
And-
Well,
and all these-
they sent New South Wales cops down there
Yeah, that's crazy.
to deal with it.
Yeah, so from all these different states, they're sending in a militia to beat up like protesters, people who are protesting other fucking foreign companies coming to the country and selling weapons.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I think what's
Melbourne cops are not soy.
yeah.
Not soy. It's just like, I think in Melbourne in particular, they are like New South Wales cops are fucked. But in Melbourne, they're really fucked as well. I almost think there's part of the cultural thing. It's like the fact that Melbourne is kind of got a bigger activist scene and there's more stuff. Cops identify against that. And like they see them as these troublemakers and these guys that they need to clamp down on. So it's like they're in an enemy city. So it's like they're under siege.
Yeah, it's like
So
Batman.
they're even worse.
It's like Batman in Arkham
Yeah,
City.
it's like
whatever.
you can just like laugh at
Gotham.
smaller protests, but it's like they feel like they really need to wrest back Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're fucking.
But also they've got more. The cops have more freedoms over there as well. They've got like better gear.
But then like I think the anti-protest laws are stronger in Sydney.
Oh, really?
Like we got really, really strict anti-protest laws.
Good. Everyone should just stream instead. That's real political action.
Yeah.
But also, what was interesting is that this protest is still bigger than the one that was in Brisbane when I went to Land Forces. I don't know. I'd say like maybe 200 people. Yeah, so there were like 200 people up at the Land Forces one. And this is much bigger. So I think it's part of it is like the momentum from the weekly pro-Palestine protests, and it's the same kind of apparatus that you're protesting against as well.
Those Palestine ones are much bigger.
In Melbourne as well, yeah.
In Melbourne as well.
Well, I went down there, was live stream with Hassan. Oh, there you go. Lucas pepper sprayed. No, not that one. That was me getting pepper sprayed by Lucas. No.
That was not even peppers. That was crap.
That was homemade pepper spray. It's not the kind of cool shit that the cops can make. The cops have little like bits of fucking glass or whatever it is, like tiny little things to scratch you up.
Their pepper spray is really strange. It's like this foam thing. The one that they got me with was this fucking Wile E. Coyote looking. Looked like a fire extinguisher. It was like this big red, and it shoots out this red sticky liquid, and it like theirs as well goes like this foam, like silly spring. This one shot out like a 5 meter stream of red.
This is you saying it hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the video.
That's them.
Or is that you or no?
That's them Kettling.
Oh, so they push everyone into like oh, it doesn't matter. We're not talk about it. Yeah, the thing is, we were so lucky to not be part of this with you. We're all together at the protest.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we want to get a delicious, succulent Chinese meal for dinner. And you were like, no, I'm going to go home. I don't have money for this dinner.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then we split. And then you ended up in this fucking place. And we ended up sitting, having drinks and eating dumplings. It was beautiful.
I think in that one.
This one, you can see you?
Yeah.
Saved by the Chinese. That's why I love China. Every time I decide to have dumplings, I avoid some kind of horrifying situation. Oh.
Yeah.
That's you. Oh, that's so
me,
cute.
Everybody.
Oh, it's the internet. So I guess. Oh yeah, that's the platforms up there behind them.
Yeah.
That's how you get home.
I don't know if you can see that. I got walloped. It's like they went for me. Go back. It's because I'm tall. I know.
Where are you? This guy?
Yeah, that's me there. So look at this.
Oh, right
They
in the
literally got
schnoz. That's amazing.
They fucking aimed at me.
Yeah, Salvatore hate crime. Man, these guys are sick. So many of them with gloves and stuff. This guy's got a tie on. He's like going to a business meeting.
I love these guys' hats. I think they're so cool. The constable hats.
Yeah, better than the baseball caps.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are cool. But you need to get there. Fucking platform 18.
Yeah.
So annoying.
I'm late for my train. I'm late for my train.
Home. Like someone had hot water and splashed on my face. Is that you?
No, I was more poetic with my descriptions.
More hysterical.
Oh, they used my full name as well.
Oh my god. His whole face bitten by a bullet. That's a very Apollov reference. My whole face bitten by a bullet. You guys love your fucking stupid nature. It was just like getting hit by a Parian tree frog.
It reminded me of the experience of the Eastern brown snake.
You can't work out how old Lucas is.
But no,
the article's a lie.
The shit going on in Melbourne right now is so much worse.
Yeah. But what I was saying, you got a lot of momentum from like the kind of strong pro-Palestine protests. But at the end of the day, it's all part of the same ecosystem. You know, you've got Israel is a beautiful testing ground for the kind of global arms industry. Like any new invention they make, Israel will buy it using American tax dollars. And then whatever you see it doing in Israel bumps up the fucking stock price, you know? So like the big new weapon used over there gets purchased by everyone else, and it's like fucking free advertising.
Yeah. Well, what the protesters have been saying is like, you know, at this land forces rally, they're saying the arms manufacturers are saying our arms are tested.
Yeah, exactly.
They're tested and proven to work.
Yeah.
And what tested means is Gaza.
Yeah, we've killed so
used
many
them in
kids
Gaza
with this stuff. Yeah. And then they're all racing to fucking sell theirs first by killing as many kids as they can in Israel. Anyway, but the other way it kind of goes around is that every time you do shit like this, the chickens come home to roost. Like oh no, this is different. Oh, let's watch this.
This is a New South Wales cop showing those Melbourne hippies what's up.
I love this. I don't know if you follow TrueAnon, but they have a long series of short cops.
Oh, yeah.
Just lots of pictures of short cops. This is a beautiful example.
He's so little. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Dude,
Get out of my face.
No one can get close to your face, dude. You're so tiny. He's yelling at someone's knee. I'm sorry, yet no one's in your face.
What a crazy man.
Oh, piece of shit.
But.
Oh, no.
But. Let's think about the real victim here, the horses.
Wait, no, what happened to the horses? They always do this. They did this with the lockdown protests.
I think
that worked.
The actual headline of this was great. It was protesters accused of animal cruelty. These protesters are doing animal cruelty. Protesters deliberately sprayed substances into police horses' noses, brought marbles to cause them to lose their footing during this week's anti-war, anti-Israel protests. And you know where? You know why? There's also reports that on the weekend, purchases of Home Alone were way up.
Oh, yeah.
Home Alone was off. You could not find a copy of Home Alone. Yeah. All these hippies were watching it and writing down all their best ideas. Yeah. Marbles, heat up the kettle and tie it to the roof.
I saw them throw multiple bricks onto a policeman's head. And then he went to chase him down into an abandoned building. And he got electrocuted so hard that you could see his skeleton.
Yep.
And then after that, his hair was like up forever.
I saw the
smoking.
most horrible thing. There was someone. He was like holding a metal bucket, and he dropped it and landed on a cop's head.
Oh, no.
And the cop couldn't see it. He had this metal bucket on his head. And he was going like this. And there was another one where like there was a cop standing there, and a protester snuck up like this. And then he crouched down behind him like that.
Oh,
and then another protester pushed him over.
They're getting so organized and trained.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Police say they've seen...
It's also funny saying there's substances going to police's nose, like disregarding the fact that you were just like spraying pepper spray everywhere and then charging through it on horseback. Like this is...
Police say they seized red paint, rocks and marbles from protesters.
They caught Dennis the Menace. They finally got him. Fucking anti-Semitic Dennis the Menace. Oh,
there was arts and crafts happening.
How do you see? What do you mean seize a rock?
But
you're in.
Victorian police spokeswoman said several police horses had suffered skin irritation from the substances sprayed under their protective face shields and noses. Maybe it was the pepper spray that you guys were spraying around
Everywhere.
like completely indiscriminately.
Wait, did they use tear gas?
They used tear
canisters?
gas in areas with horses. Maybe that's why they're irritated.
It's also funny. It's also just like a very funny thing to assume like these horses are just here. Like they just roam the streets of Melbourne, and then these protesters came out with weapons, and now the horses are in trouble
with marbles and slinkies.
It's not like they imported cops from New South Wales to ride horses around Melbourne.
They rammed them. They rammed the horses into protesters. This is so stupid. Officers tasked with cleaning the horses, and why do they have to make it sound so fucking tactical? Officers tasked with cleaning the horses. Like the ones
No, you're sucking a horse's
the
dick.
stable people who work
you're
for the
polishing
horses.
a dick.
Aleksa, Constable Aleksa, I've got a special mission for you. Your special mission, you're cleaning the horses.
Oh my god!
It's like it's not
like
a task.
like a tactical spray and wipe.
You're going to give him a tactical rub down.
Both signs of skin irritation. I fucking hate this shit. It's like the crime is bringing these fucking innocent animals into this situation, which is what the police did, and then all that fucking chemical irritant is so funny.
Though.
Yeah, they're all great.
Beautiful.
Well, one of the articles from one of these like right wing rags was like protesters throw poo at police, and it's like because you're walking horses around and they're shitting everywhere.
Yeah.
There's just
clean up after
so
yourself.
much poo everywhere. Yeah, if you picked up your poo like law-abiding dog owners have to do, then you wouldn't have poo thrown at you. But you're not. You're letting your horses shit everywhere.
Yeah. Are they allowed to?
No, I would get fined. I would get fined if my dog shat and I didn't pick it up. And also, around Redfern, you have the police stables down at Moore Park.
Yeah.
And every now and then they just decide to walk their horses down the main street in Redfern. Traffic is fucked.
Yeah, I know.
All these people
They're
complain
so
about
annoying.
cyclists. All these pro-cop people are like, the cyclists. No, these fucking police trot so slow, slower than walking pace.
Look at them. I really like. I like this like samurai type armor that they're wearing
so
here.
Cool. That's Melbourne style.
Yeah,
those aren't our guys.
they're so much more fashionable than Melbourne, aren't they?
True.
They're just we got big.
They got more culture.
Yeah.
The police have got more culture.
The boat ones as well. Why are there so many?
Are they swimming protesters?
No, I think it was to follow the protests from the Yarra because it's at the exhibition, which is right on the Yarra. So you just kind of follow where they're going. It's an air, land, and sea operation.
Awesome. Full spectrum dominance.
Hey, Malaysia.
Aww.
Is this not scary for these kids to have this many fucking cops out there?
Yeah, it's horrible.
I think our cops look much scarier than the American ones.
Oh, there are some fuck.
I don't know. Most of the ones I see, the Americans, they don't look fit.
They're not
like
as
our
fit.
guys look like, and like they've got this. They all love their facial hair
That was
as
a
well.
terrifying thing of back during COVID. There were big protests in Serbia because the president had ended the lockdowns for like a week before the election.
Yeah.
Claiming that he had solved it, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he fixed COVID!" And then as soon as the election ended, he's like, "We're going back to lockdown." Everyone's like 100 times sicker now. That was all a political move, and people are furious. And all these big protests, but the riot police there are so fucking terrifying. Little like sprightly, like super fit, just like jumping around, jumping over like 100 protesters while like battening them under their feet and just like flying,
like Son of Wukong.
Yeah, exactly, like Black Myth. Premier slams protest. Yeah, no division or conflict. Just let us fund conflicts without any division.
Oh, this is amazing. Some of the quotes. They said violence. They're like, Jacinta Allen or whatever her name is, was like, I say this to the protesters, intimidation will not win. Violence will not win. It's like, it's an arms convention.
Yeah. The whole point of it is that violence will win.
It's an arms convention. And other people being like, these peace activists don't seem to care about peace anymore. It's like, it's an arms convention.
Yeah.
They're protesting an arms convention. But also the other thing is almost every single time the protests get ugly like this, it's because the cops start pushing.
Yeah.
The cops start the shoving. The cops who always do the escalation.
I mean, that's the whole point. That's the way they operate. Like, they're trained to do this shit.
And then then they paint the protesters as being violent. It's like they've been pushed and shoved every single time. And then I don't even know what violence they do.
Yeah,
it's
how
normally
violent
they're
can you
being
be against
pushed.
a cop? Like,
it's being put. Aleksa, you're being violent right now. You're touching me. Like, and then they just
yeah, it's so bad.
No,
that's the thing. They haven't actually shown any clips of a protester doing anything.
Oh, no, exactly.
They just show people getting shoved, people getting pulled to the ground by their hair and like whacked in the face with a baton and then sprayed.
Yeah.
Like, That's all I've seen. I don't know what's happening.
And then like commentators on right-wing Twitter are just talking about these like disgraceful pro-Hamas, violent protesters. It's like they're being beaten up and pepper sprayed by the police.
They shouldn't have been out there.
What are they doing that is violence?
Oh, what we were saying before.
I mean, that's potentially
That's violent.
but this is
bin.
after they have been assaulted and attacked by the police. This is such a funny one. I really like the foam. I want to try out that foam one.
Yeah, you've tried the grease.
I've tried the greasy red one.
Yeah, this looks like much more fun. Also, I feel like if you close your eyes, this might not actually get you.
I think the idea of this is as well, because the problem with the one they got me with, it's completely aerosolized and they did it in closed space. They fucked themselves up as well, and they got it all over. Whereas this one, you can kind of see exactly where it's gone. It probably stains as well if they were smart. That's what they would do.
That's so annoying. What are they doing? What are they building here?
No, I think they're taking down the barricade.
The police just want to do a job. They're renovating someone's house with a nice white picket fence.
They're painting it.
Yeah, yellow fence. Oh, fuck these guys. Protesters returned to Melbourne streets, and they didn't have enough. They want more. Oh, good on them. So good that people are still going.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Condom Hamas right now.
What the hell is that?
Condemn Hamas. Condom Hamas right now.
Oh, it's so bad. Anyway, yeah, what we were talking about before, there's obviously a direct link between Israel and these arms manufacturers. They're one business together. In that Israel is the testing ground, or even just like the field for advertising any of these weapons, because you get to see them used against Palestinians.
Yeah.
But another thing that happens so often when your countries and your military kind of industry is so intertwined with a colonial adventure, is that all the horrible shit that your army or weapons manufacturers or anything do in these foreign countries always comes back home, because whatever's learnt over there is applied at home. So we got a great one. Israelis to train Australian forces on security. So
It's a very old article, by the way. This is
what they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So this has been going on since 2017. Australian police, paramedics, firefighters, and defence personnel will learn new methods for protecting buildings, carrying out surveillance, and using biometrics from Israeli experts. How good is that? You're funding this fucking what am I saying? Funding this apartheid state that's doing genocide against like completely defenseless people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? We could learn a thing or two from these guys to use against our own populations.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's insane.
What is biometrics?
Biometrics is like facial data, like being, or like
I'm gonna say the
fingerprints
creepiest things at all these protests, and you see it in some of the footage that is going around. As there's these lines of cops pushing like that, there's one cop behind him who has a camera on a stick, and he's filming, and that's biometric shit.
Yeah, well, they're going to be able to track you and know that you were there, and fucking crazy. And it's like, this isn't like a specific Israeli thing, even though like that's the connection between this and that protest. But it's just every war you do, whatever kind of horrors you inflict on a third world country are going to be done back to the people of your own country by your own government. So like we had what was it? It was Pete Buttigieg was working on bringing back security services to train police in what's his state? Where's
Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indiana.
I don't know.
But anyway, it happens all over America. It's just like you have special forces and all these people who are used to just like pulling random Afghanis out of cars and executing them. They're teaching cops what to do.
Show us what to do. That sounds like a good. You guys are doing it well.
Yeah,
help us out.
Tell us how you do it. So yeah, it's just wild that like these people are protesting Israeli aggression, Israeli genocide, and they're being beaten up exactly by the people who are being trained by the Israelis.
Yeah.
It's just like a big circle jerk of weapons manufacturing. And Australia's strategy for protecting crowded places from terrorism, which in part was informed by the Israeli experience. I love that. I mean, we need to learn, because I do not want Hamas to break through these gates and get into our kibbutz here in Sydney.
Yep.
Sydney is the sister city to Kibbutz Be'eri.
I wonder if we have any
kibbutzes?
Israeli sister cities. If you had Sydney's sister cities, do we only have one? That's
Nagoya,
cool.
Japan, San Francisco, Wellington, Portsmouth, UK, Guangzhou. I went to Guangzhou. Beautiful place.
Florence.
absurd.
The Florence,
That's so crazy.
The Florence of the Southern Hemisphere.
That's so crazy. What do you mean? Like absolutely.
Wellington's boring as well. That's like right over there.
I think all of these kind of make sense, but Florence, Italy is insane. What, like our Renaissance architecture reminds you of home. In 1993, signed the most recent sister city agreement. But I guess you don't have to be it's similar to each other at all.
No, what do you do with a sister city?
I don't know. You don't fuck them.
Yeah.
Or when they get stuck in a dryer.
You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to have
sex. You're too close.
I've never had sex with anyone from San Francisco because I don't like incest. LA, fine. San Francisco,
no.
Yuck.
Portsmouth.
What, are you stuck in a dryer?
I mean, there's no risk of that happening anyway.
Where the hell is that?
Portsmouth. That's where Yengi's are now. Kusini Yengi's plays for Portsmouth.
The fuck are you talking? What the hell's a Yengi? What's Yengi?
He's an Australian footballer.
Yeah, but of course. Okay, we don't have any sister cities with Israel, so I don't know why we're even looking for that. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking horrible. Just to think that like the cops that you see out on the street are like listening to some guy being like, you have to burn the terrorist alive from an airplane.
That's French.
Yeah, terrorist.
That's better.
You have to burn a terrorist.
This is Ani. Now you're doing Ani.
I can't do it.
Who's the Israeli and what does he do?
Terrorist.
Who's the terrorist and what does he do? You know, from Kindergarten Cop?
Oh, I love Kindergarten Cop.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
You're very talented. Because you do good accents. I don't know why you're doing this. Why you're ruining it.
You don't say that's not good.
I don't even want to ask chat because they're going to brutalize you.
They'll tell us.